it's lights out and away we go, and the two Mercedes get away well, but look at Sebastian Vettel. Sebastian Vettel, what a move going into turn one, leads the Canadian Grand Prix. Rosberg gets pushed wide by Hamilton, and that's a really poor start for Nico Rosberg. Max Verstappen and Daniel Ricciardo are going to come past him. Verstappen ahead of Ricciardo, and Fernando Alonso with a start. He is ahead of Nico Rosberg, who's down in 9th place, Paul.
Absolutely great reaction by Vettel. That is what Mercedes were scared of. You know, a Ferrari just making the jump, and it just looked like the Mercedes didn't go anywhere when they first released the clutch. But watch Rosberg comparison to the Red Bulls, and the Red Bulls were very similar to Rosberg. Obviously Rosberg slightly better on Hamilton. He was able to get alongside, but you're never going to go around the outside of him into turn one.
He was trusting his teammate, wasn't he? On board now with Kevin Magnussen and Felipe Nasser going into the chicane. Oh, and Nasser got spun round there by Magnussen. I wonder, will the stewards be looking at that?
I think you just got to be a little bit more, you know, aware of what's happening.
Sebastian Vettel going through that final chicane, locking up. Jenson Button pulling over by the side of the back straight with a fire.
Down on power, guys, down on... Engine's gone.
And the virtual safety car has been deployed. Ted, down to you.
Second engine problem that Jenson Button's had this weekend, Crofty.
Yeah.
So really bad news for him, Paul Jenson. Ferrari coming in, is it Kimi?
So no, it's Sebastian Vettel, the race leader, is coming into the pits just as the virtual safety car ends. So the virtual safety car is now ended, the race has restarted, and Sebastian Vettel is making his pit stop. Off go the ultra soft tyres, on go the super soft tyres, and I just wonder, a two-stop strategy surely now for Ferrari.
They've slightly gained though, because I think the Mercedes was halfway down the pit straight as Sebastian was in the pits.
As the pace of that Ferrari really does look lightning, especially with DRS along that back straight. Sebastian Vettel is up into second place.
Vettel starting to be about 6/10 a lap quicker than Hamilton. When he gets there, I believe Hamilton will leave it out there until he gets a nice comfortable margin.
Hamilton comes into the pits for the next 45 laps on a set of soft compound tyres. And is Felipe Massa out of this race? Is he retiring from this race?
That definitely wasn't a scheduled stop, because they were on a one-stop ready to go to the end.
But as into the pits comes Nico Rosberg. Is this a bit of a gamble?
Okay, Nico, you've got a slow right rear puncture. Box, box, box.
Oh no, this is just going to compound what had already turned into a frustrating, disappointing afternoon for Nico Rosberg. It's going to compound his misery even further.
Ferrari looks like it's just going to be enough in front.
But there he goes, he's having a go under braking, Nico Rosberg. What a move from the championship leader. That was utterly fantastic from Nico Rosberg. The Ferrari has got great top-end speed at the end of that straight. Rosberg had to be late, had to be committed on the brakes, and he made that stick superbly well. And at the final corner, it is another lock-up for Sebastian Vettel, who is getting shaken about a bit going over the grass creek, but I think he's probably shaking his head quite a lot. And his teammate, Kimi Raikkonen, has actually just done the same thing himself.
Rosberg with the DRS open, is he going to choose the inside or the outside? Verstappen's going to cover.
Well, Verstappen is pushing him round to the outside, and this time around under braking, Nico Rosberg makes a mistake. The championship leader makes a mistake. Can he keep the engine running? He can, and that will be the merest crumb of comfort to Nico Rosberg. He had one more go at Verstappen, it didn't quite work out. And while the championship leader has had his problems throughout this race, his teammate Lewis Hamilton comes around the final corner now to make it 5 Canadian Grand Prix victories as Hamilton wins in Montreal. Sebastian Vettel back on the podium for Ferrari.
Get in there, pal. Awesome race, mate. Awesome race.
Float like a butterfly, sting like a bee. That was from Mohammed, that was from Ali.
Tribute to the greatest from Lewis Hamilton. And now let the celebrations come into turn one, followed by the Red Bull. Kimi Raikkonen makes it into third. Danny Kvyat gets a little bit squeezed. Lewis Hamilton ahead of Nico Rosberg. Oh, and almost Sergio Perez running into the back of his teammate Nico Hulkenberg there. How they managed to avoid each other, I do not know. It's Max Verstappen who's running at the back. Carlos Sainz did manage to get away. It was his teammate Verstappen being cheered by the fans but being pushed by the marshals. Oh, and that's a contact. Hulkenberg are coming out of the pits. The Williams, and Hulkenberg is out. this race.
So he...
Oh, and he's been overtaken by his teammate Rosberg into the first turn. Thinks, you might have lost power, mate, don't care. Beautiful move by Sergio Perez there. Grosjean goes wide, rejoins the track, still ahead, and now there's contact, and there's debris flying all over the track, and Carlos Sainz runs straight into it, and that looked like severe front wing damage from Jenson Button's Honda McLaren. It is. Verstappen moves up ahead of Grosjean. Unlike in Monaco, this time it's nice and clean, and it's 8th place. Into turn 1 goes Carlos Sainz. Roman Grosjean has to yield, goes off the track, onto the runoff area. By the time he comes to the right of the bollard, Carlos Sainz is gone, and Roman Grosjean has lost out to both Toro Rossos now. Here's the Sauber of Felipe Nasser on Pastor Maldonado. Nice move from the young Brazilian. He could be right, he could be just after the big lock up there from Grosjean. Nasser scoots down the inside. The fireworks tonight are his as a winner. Sebastian Vettel wins the Singapore Grand Prix. His former teammate Daniel Ricciardo comes home to take second place. The second Ferrari.